If you're into sports, chances are you've made a fool of yourself once or twice in front of a large crowd. But don't be discouraged, because it could have been so much worse. In this video, we're going to show you the 20 most embarrassing moments in sports. What's up, Factnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Stay tuned for our number one pick, because it's a certified champ. Now, without further ado, let the games begin. Number 20, MMA explosion. A lot of accidents can happen to MMA fighters while inside the cage. A broken arm here or a broken leg there, but nobody could have expected this one. Heavyweight MMA fighter Travis Wolford was set to fight against Daniel Cooper. On the day of the match, Wolford decided to join a chili eating contest prior to the face-off. Nothing wrong with having a little fun before getting down and dirty, right? You got a little something on your chin. But during the fight, Wolford literally spiced things up. When Cooper had Wolford's neck for a submission, things started to explode. Needless to say, it was a crappy showing for Wolford. If you thought that was cringeworthy, you wouldn't want to miss our number one pick, because this fighter is taking no prisoners. Number 19, spandex splits open. Wardrobe malfunctions can happen a lot in sporting events, but it's so much worse when it happens just as you're about to compete. Bobsled athlete Jillian Cook and her teammate were preparing for a run in the women's two-man bobsled at the World Championships. After a few stretches, her spandex suit suddenly split open, exposing her rear. And she didn't even notice it. She went on with the race without a hint of her indecent exposure. And you bet your bottom dollar they won first place. As for the incident, well, it's all behind her now. Oh, behind her now. I got it. Number 18, hitting Usain Bolt. A cameraman was trailing Olympic legend Usain Bolt while riding a Segway. At that time, Bolt was celebrating his victory on the 200-meter run when all of a sudden, the cameraman's Segway ran too close to the camera track, and not even the world's fastest man could escape from what was about to happen. Well, that was painful to watch. I don't even know what hurt worse for the poor videographer. Crashing on Bolt or breaking his camera. Perhaps a restraining order ensued. Number 17, marathon mishap. Race walking record holder Johan Diniz was in the middle of his 50-kilometer event in the 2016 Rio Olympics when all of a sudden something started to smell rather fishy. His stride didn't look very optimal either. Apparently his tummy wasn't in tip-top shape during the competition, so the inevitable happened at the worst time possible. Reports say he suffered from severe gastrointestinal problems and even collapsed in the middle of the race. But get this, despite his condition, he managed to get back on his feet and finish the race in 7th place. Now that's the spirit of a true champion. Number 16, naked soccer. During this soccer match for the Capital One Cup, Danish striker Nicolas Hellenius of the Aston Villa almost scored a goal for his team, if not for a cheeky accident caused by his opponent, Jan Vertonghen. As Hellenius was about to strike, Vertonghen tripped and held on to the nearest thing he could grab, Hellenius' shorts. Luckily, no penalty was awarded to Vertonghen, so he's over the moon for that. But it must have been a bummer for Hellenius. Number 15, final hurdle. During the Chinese University Games, this athlete got a little too excited upon seeing the finish line. The runner just charged towards the hurdles, blocking his way, completely ignoring the fact that he was actually in a long hurdle race, and that you're supposed to run over the hurdles, not through them. He even knocked over his opponent's hurdles. Number 14, finish line fiasco. One of these girls was having a pretty rough first day at work. The runners were already hyped up to get to the finish line, so these girls got into position to hold up the finish line tape. But this girl accidentally dropped her end of the tape and scrambled to get it back, essentially blocking the way of the speeding runners. The runners toppled down like pins in a bowling alley, and no winner was declared. Girl, you had one job. Number 13, below the belt. During this heated game between the Dallas Mavericks and Chicago Bulls, Carlos Boozer got a little too excited when he drained that layup attempt. Ah, in your face, Mavs. Whoops. That was a low blow. But referee Danny Crawford just casually walked it off, chalking it up as part of workplace hazards. Number 12, ball busting smash. Maria Sharapova and Novak Djokovic were two of the biggest names in the world of tennis, so having them together for a sports equipment ad is pretty epic. But while filming the spot, things went a little south. Sharapova was supposed to hit the pack of tennis balls that Djokovic was balancing on his head. But when Sharapova took her shot, she missed her target and, well, she hit a different set of balls. Good thing they're really good friends off the court, so all's well between the two world champions. From one tennis trouble to another. Number 11, hair on racket. This tennis player was having a really bad hair day. During a US Open match against Alexandra Sasnovich, Danish player Caroline Wozniacki got tangled up in a hairy situation as she was about to return a volley with a backhand. Her ponytail got caught in her racket. She really should have gotten that haircut before the match. Luckily, Wozniacki still managed to beat her opponent and just brushed off all the funny memes that came after. Such a good sport. Number 10, worst missed shot. This hockey player got a lucky break that left the goal unguarded and completely for his taking. It was the perfect moment to score. This is it. I got this. I got this. Oh, shoot. To add insult to injury, the other team was able to take over the transition and score a goal for themselves. Number 9, wrong winner. Dan Miragliotta is one of the most well-respected referees in UFC, who has judged more than 70 UFC events to date. But just like the best of them, Big Dan had his fair share of wrong calls during his career, and this one might be the most cringeworthy. At UFC 85, fighter Paul Taylor dominated the match and was the clear winner. However, when the winner was announced, Big Dan raised the wrong hand. It's okay, Big Dan. Everybody makes mistakes. Right, Steve Harvey?
I will take responsibility for this.
Number 8, perfect kick. During this high school football game, Midland Lee kicker Luis Aranda was lining up for an extra point, but Aranda's kick was too low and it hit the referee in the head before bouncing between the uprights. It was one hell of an assist indeed. Number 7, too early to celebrate. During the semifinals of the Thailand Cup, the game was stuck in a tie and ended up going into penalties. Needless to say, a lot was riding on the shoulders of this keeper from the Bangkok Sports Club, but when he stepped up, woohoo, great job, goalie. Go ahead and celebrate. Oh, wait. Where is that freaking ball going? Holy moly. And the crowd goes wild. I just knew you were going to win. I didn't doubt for a second. Nope. Number 6, own goal. Scoring an own goal is certainly one of the worst mistakes you can commit in soccer. It's particularly heartbreaking when the goalkeeper himself does it unknowingly. After this Saudi team goalkeeper successfully caught the ball, he threw the ball back to his teammates. Or did he? But why is it going towards his own net? When he realized his gaffe, he tried to retrieve the ball, but unfortunately, it was too late. Number 5, water break. In the middle of a German soccer match between Duisburg and Ingolstadt, Duisburg goalkeeper Mark Flecken decided to grab some water, thinking he still had time to compose himself. After all, his team just scored a goal. Little did Flecken know the rival team was already charging towards the net, and Ingolstadt forward Stefan Kuczki was more than ready to take advantage of his confusion. Oh, no. Number 4, dance-off. After the Houston Astros mascot riled up this security guard, things got escalated quickly, but in a way that you'd expect. Wanting to school the twerking mascot, the security officer showed the baseball fans how it's done. The guy brought the house down with his fancy moves and amazing acrobatics, basically shutting down the poor mascot. Number 3, clumsy medics. Medics are undoubtedly the unsung heroes of any sports game, but I'm not sure anyone would be singing praises for these medics anytime soon. After a football player got injured, the medics came in to rush him off the field, but these medics were not so graceful. After putting him on the stretcher, the clumsy responders dropped him. And on the second time, they dropped him again, and one of them even toppled over him. And just like that, an emergency situation turned into a comedy of errors. Number 2, body slam. After being stuck in a tie with just a few seconds left in the fourth quarter, Paul Pierce successfully scored for the Boston Celtics. And to celebrate, his teammate Nate Robinson went in for a body slam. But Pierce was having none of it, even after Robinson body slammed him for a second time. After flipping over Pierce, Robinson finally learned his lesson. Go for the hug instead. Number 1, a grand entrance. A lot of professional boxers are known for their bombastic entrance. All the blinding lights, the deafening music, and the trailing entourage are a spectacle of their own. This boxer is not one of them. The poor guy didn't even know how to get past the ropes. Okay, this won't work. Oh, how about this? Nope. I know. Nailed it. Perhaps it was a good strategy for his opponent to underestimate him because he actually won the fight. And then he had to get out of the ring. Now that's what I call an exit. Which one of these moments did you find the most embarrassing? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you haven't joined our community of Factnatics, then smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell right now to get early bird access to our daily, life-changing, boredom-busting content. Couldn't get enough of the top 20 most embarrassing moments in sports? Then catch our countdown of the 20 most embarrassing moments caught on live TV. Till then, stay quirky, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.